Surajit sir, are you ready? Surajit sir, Surajit sir, can we start? Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of the Arivarta Sahodev School Complex, I, Radhika, personally welcome each one of you in this evening for Vishwakarma Puja Day and wish you all very happy Vishwakarma Puja. And today is with us none other than Surajit Sen sir, who is one of the leading RP as well as very good principal who is working Dhanbad Public School. And today he's with us with the topic of salient features of NCF. Sir, on
Yes,
behalf
ma'am.
of the participants as well as on behalf of the Aryavarta Sahodev School Complex and the executive members, we welcome you on this evening. Thank you, sir. You can start.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Ma'am, is the PPT visible?
Yes, sir. PPT is visible.
Okay. Thank you so much. This is the only thing that I am very scared of, whether it is visible or not. Okay. So once again, thank you, Radhika, ma'am. Thank you very much for that introduction. I'm trying my best to do as much as possible for the entire educational world of our country. But it's a long way to go, and I am a resource person since 2018, but whatever little bit of work I have done, it's still a long way to go, but I am always there to make sure that I can deliver as much as possible whenever and wherever I am required. So once again, good evening to all the other respected uh, teachers, principals, vice principals who are present in this particular platform for today's training program. And of course, yes, wish you all a happy Vishwakarma Puja. We are moving with technology. We are moving with machineries. We are moving with mechanics. And of course, somewhere down the line, Lord Vishwakarma is always there with us. And it's good that we are having a program on this particular auspicious day. Okay, today we will discuss about salient features of the NCF. Respected teachers, as you all know, that almost throughout the country, the NEP 2020 has just been rolled out. Okay, I'm not saying that it is going in a full-fledged way, but in most of the schools across the country, NEP 2020 has rolled out itself. And obviously, NEP along with that, NCF is also now being practiced. But what is this NCF all about? What is this NCF all about? We are talking here throughout the length and the breadth of the country. Lot of discussions are going on, lot of webinars, seminars, training programs are going all across the country. And what exactly is this NCF? We are calling it as National Curriculum Framework. What is the difference between NEP and NCF? Let us first try to understand this. Once we are, because I have discussed with many people across the country, I have discussed with many teachers. Still, I have found that many of us are still not very clear about both of these two things, these two matters. What is NEP and what is NCF? Many are saying that are getting confused. Now let's make this thing very clear. NCF and NEP. NEP is National Education Policy. The government The government has policies for its various departments in order to develop the nation. It has various departments, and those departments are looking after in order to develop the nation. One such department is the educational department, and the government has certain policies, certain rules, or certain visions they have, or certain ideas the government has in order to develop the education system so that the nation develops and prospers. Keeping this in mind, the government has certain visions and missions. On the basis of that, they prepare a draft which consists of various types of policies or the rules, or what the government feels. I will not call it exactly as a rule. If I call it as a rule, it may mean something different. Okay, they have a certain guidelines, they have certain feelings. The government has certain feelings towards the education sector of the country and how to develop the education, because in order to develop a nation, the first development that is needed is education. And again we are telling, let us make our children educated, because at this juncture today, what is happening all around the country, especially in West Bengal. And educated people are the people who are most respected as well as feared also. Even enormous power from outside have to bow down in front of education. That's why it is so much needed. Now see, the government has the policies they have made. Okay, I need this, we need, the country needs this, that, and so on and so forth. Now these policies or the visions are then forwarded to the highest body of the country, which prepares everything for the education. Let's take, for example, we have the NCRT. So this is the policy is given to them, and they are asked to prepare a framework, a blueprint, a roadmap on how to implement the new policies and get the best out of them. So the implementation of these policies comes through this national curriculum framework. Now, since it is with education, so obviously it will be dealt with curriculum, national curriculum framework. Now, this is the national curriculum framework is a guideline which is prepared by a group of eminent educational personalities across the country. There can be a teacher, there can be a professor, there can be a common person like you and me. There can be a person with a very high quality of education, knowledge, ideas. So it is given, and that committee, or which we call as the steering committee, after going through all in the entire policies in length and breadth, they come out with the features, okay, for which the education sector will enact. They will act according to the curriculum framework. Now this curriculum framework, again, it is a set of rules, it's a set of guidelines. Let's make this thing very clear. It is a set of guidelines which is given to us, and we are asked to follow it, not by word, page by page of what exactly it is written. We have the schools, the boards, the councils, they have the freedom to customize the entire framework according to their ways and means, according to their availability of their infrastructure, resources, raw materials, whatever, and prepare it in that way. It just gives us the ideas. The features are over there, the ideas are over there, the guidelines are over there. You just follow it the way you feel like it. You customize the thing according to your needs, according to your school. A school can have its own policies also, its school can have its own framework also, but it has to be based on the national curriculum framework. We just cannot forget national curriculum framework. Okay, so it is a set of guidelines that is given to us. Okay, so this is something that I want to make it very clear, that NCF nowhere, if you read the NCF, okay, of the school education and the foundational stage, both one consists of around 400 pages of a book and another consists of 600 pages, and it is very difficult to crack it in one go. To decode NCF, it is not so easy, and nowhere it is mentioned by the members of the steering committee or by the authors of the NCF that you have to follow exactly what we have written over here. No, not at all. You make it according to your ways. So this is something that I want to make it very clear before we move forward. Okay. Now, it is said that in every era of humankind, knowledge represents the sum of what is created by all previous generations, to which the present generation adds its own. Yes. Absolutely, absolutely true. Now, see, we always get something from our previous generation. Whatever ideas, whatever today, see, we if you take artificial intelligence, now if you see how artificial intelligence came into existence today, before artificial intelligence was completely created, there were different types of tools that were being made by these IT moguls. Say Microsoft has certain tools, uh, Google has certain tools, then other organizations they were having, and all these tools they were joined with one another. There were discussions were going on, research was going on to come out with something that can be much better than this. So the previous knowledge with the present knowledge is how generation adds on its own knowledge. So this is how the system goes on. Excuse me 1 minute. Hello. And this quotation is very important. In every era of humankind, knowledge represents the sum of what is created by all previous. Today, whatever knowledge we have actually gathered from our previous generations, and to that we are adding our own, right? Okay. Now, all of you, those who have gone through this NCF, if you have studied the book, or if you often you will find this type of a ribbon over there. Okay, always it is like the the symbol of NCF. It is like the what you call the uh, there's a particular word for it. Right now I'm forgetting that. It is the symbol of NCF. Okay, it is a monogram of NCF. It is the logo of NCF. Okay, and this one is called the Mobius strip. It is called the Mobius strip. Now this Mobius strip symbolizes that the perpetual development of life, nature of knowledge, that which has it represents the perpetual development of knowledge. Okay, perpetual means continuously knowledge is developing, that has no beginning and that has no end. You can prepare this Mobius strip by just cutting a piece of paper and joining it in one face opposite to the other. If you join it, then you will get this Mobius strip, and you will find it has no beginning and no end. And that is what knowledge is all about. It has no beginning, it has no end. It is a continuous process, and especially for teachers, for us the teachers, it is a never ending process. Learning is a never ending process, gaining knowledge is never ending process, and till our last breath also we often say that we have learned a little bit. Plenty was required to be learned, and one life is not possible to learn everything, but we go on learning. Okay, we'll see something. These are some of the highlights of this. Okay, the pre-draft of the national this curriculum framework, the school education, was placed to public on 6th April 2023. It's a very important date for India. Okay. Dr. K. Kasturi Rangan is the chairman of the National Steering Committee. It consists of 13 members. Okay, it consists of 13 members, and K. Kasturi Rangan was the head of the ISRO. All of you know that. NCF School Education 2023 was submitted to the Education Minister, Government of India, on 29th July 2023. So 6th April it was placed into the for public comment, and on 29th July it was handed over finally to the Education Minister, Dharmender Pradhan. Okay, National NCF School Education was released on 23rd August, and it was finally released to 23rd August. National Curriculum Framework was there is one more there, which is known as the Foundation Stage, which was released in 2022 for the ages to 3 to 8, was released on 10th October 2022. And NCF 22 is integrated with the NCF. Yes, ma'am, please. Hello. Yes, ma'am, please. मूवमेंट नहीं हो रही है, यही। अच्छा, इस यही एक प्रॉब्लम होता है मैडम, पता नहीं, हमको समझ में नहीं आता ये क्यों होता है। मतलब वही फर्स्ट में ही अटका हुआ है, आगे नहीं बढ़ रहा। ओके ओके, अच्छा मैडम आप देखिए तो आगे बढ़ रहा कि नहीं है। इज इट नाउ, इट इज कमिंग, अभी आया ना। अच्छा, नाउ, अच्छा अच्छा, ओके मैम, ओके ओके, राइट मैम। So once again, since this was not moving, I don't know why it happens in this way. So quickly, I will just those who are not able to see this particular slide. I will once again have a short discussion on this. It is said that in every era of humankind, knowledge represents the sum total of what is created by all previous generations, to which the present generation adds on. So, in every era of humankind, knowledge that we get, we have actually received it from our previous generations, and to this we add something. I was talking about AI. Today we talk about artificial intelligence. What exactly is artificial? It is not a very hi-fi thing that people are talking about, discussing about, or making a lot of who and cry about it. In a very simple way, a few tools of the IT world or the ICT world, a few tools of the ICT world, they are superimposed, okay, made more fine-tuned, and are joined together to give better result. That's the thing. And these ones were made previously. So that's how it goes on. Okay. Whatever we study today, definitely we have gained the knowledge from our ancestors. I also told you that all of you, those who have gone through NCF, you have often seen this particular photograph or this particular symbol related to NCF. This is like the logo of NCF. Okay, it is like the logo of NCF. It is like a monogram of the LCF. So NCF, and this is what is this? Now this is called the Mobius strip. It is called the Mobius strip. The Mobius strip is a symbol. It symbolizes the perpetual development of live nature of knowledge. Live nature. The continuous development of knowledge that takes place is actually symbolizes through this particular Mobius strip. And this Mobius strip, they say that it has no start, beginning, and it has no end. You can prepare a Mobius strip by yourself. Just cut a piece of paper, okay, of about say about 1 inch of 1 inch of breadth, and whatever will you want to make the length. Then you just join the two opposite faces of it. If you join it, you will get a Mobius strip, and it will move something like this, and you will never find from where it starts and where it ends. That's the beauty of it. Okay. So this is how it goes on. And then quickly, I was just discussing about this pre-draft and all these things. Pre-draft means, you know what is the meaning of the word draft and what is the meaning of the pre. So pre-draft of the National Curriculum Framework school education was placed for public comment on 6th April 20. Public comment, it was given into the public domain. Just a few features of it was given to find out what exactly is the reaction of the general public. But unfortunately, I don't know how much reactions we received. Then Dr. Kasturi Rangan, the chairman of the National Steering Committee for the National Curriculum Frameworks. It's his team consists of 13 members of eminent personalities. Okay, from the educational world, from the creative world, from the designer world, from every aspects of life, each and every aspect of life. Some geniuses were brought into the mainframe, and their contributions, along with the contribution of common people like you and me, from the teachers, from the experts of the education, from principals all across the country, their ideas were taken, and finally this NCF came into being. Now it was submitted to the education minister. You can see that photograph also over there. K. Kasturi Rangan is handing over it to our education minister, Dharmender Pradhan. That was done in 23rd July and 29th July 2023. It was released on 23rd August. And before that also, National Curriculum Framework for foundation stage. All of you know what is the foundation stage. Nowadays we are having the school education system as 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, and this first 5 years is now the foundation stage. Exclusively a curriculum for National Curriculum Framework for it was also made. It is very much there, and now it has been integrated with the school education. Okay, it has now joined with the school education. So we have two different books. One is the foundation stage, which consists around 400 pages, and another is of 628 or 630 pages for this, something like that, which is known as the National Curriculum Framework for the school education. Now, once again, I want to make one thing very, very clear to each one of you, because there is a big confusion among people that we have to start NCF. Some are saying we have to start NCF. Some are saying we have to follow NCF, whatever it is written. Okay. Some are saying that we have to start NEP 2020. Some are saying, when should we start NEP 2020? What is the difference between NEP 2020 and NCF? A lot of confusions are there. Just now I explained those confusions. And let me tell you, and this is the, please, for God's sake, keep this in mind, that nowhere in the NCF the authors, the contributors, the experts have ever written that you have to follow the NCF toe. That means word by word, sentence by sentence, page by page. No, it's not exactly like this. It is only a set of guidelines, excellent guidelines, beautiful guidelines, superb guidelines, but you can customize it according to your needs and demands, according to the availability of the resources, the infrastructure, the human resources, whatever you have, you prepare it. But yes, it should be for the betterment of everything, it should be as per the guidelines written over there. This thing has to be very clear. Okay, now what are the salient features of NEP 2020 for school education? Now, first of all, we'll see that, and then we will go to the NCF. Okay, now this one, now an education system that we are following is 5+3+3+4 schooling design has been made as against the current 10+2 system. 10+2 system is not that we have removed the 10+2 system. It will not go out so quickly. Phase by phase, step by step, this 10+2 system will go on. Today also, this academic session also, we are following the 10+2 system. But yes, in the coming years, slowly, phase by phase, step by step, the 10+2 system will phase away. It will move away. It will vanish, I will say. And the new system, that is 5+3+3+4 system will go on. Those who are in the administration, or those who take interest in the administration, you will always see that till now or till last year also, we were admitting children from class 10 or 1 onwards. Okay, and till class 10 they used to study, and after that another 2 years they study for the senior secondary level, and then they go for the graduation studies and all. But now, and the nursery, LKG, UKG, what we call as the preschool, some call it as junior school, some different names were given. Okay, the nomenclature is different for different. That was never officially recognized by the government, by CBSE, by NCRT. We were running the classes, we are running the classes, but we are running them according to our ways and means. And nowhere in the records of CBSE or CISC, anywhere, the records of nursery, LKG and UKG were provided. So that is why we were having a 10+2 system. But now we have to provide, henceforth we have to provide right from the beginning, the first 5 years of it. That is what we call as Bal Vatika. Some are calling it, you can call it as Bal Vatika, you can call it as Anganwadi, you can call it according to your ways also. This is the designing, the first foundation, first 5 years of foundation stage. And there is a very significance, there's a lot of significance of why this foundation stage is made. What is the reason behind keeping this foundation stage? Everything was good previously. The reason is that it has been seen, respected teachers. I will take a little time over here because this page needs to be discussed in detail. Otherwise, the very essence of our learning will not be there. It has been found in the NEP also. Lot of reports are given, lot of statistics is given that children used to get admission in class 1 till class 5. There used to be 100% admission. But from class 5 onwards, from say from class 5 onwards, the dropout rate used to start. Children used to leave the schools. If in class 5 it is around say 2 to 3%, by the time the children were coming to class 6 and 7, the dropout rate is quite high. And when they used to come in 9 and 10, it is much more than what it is in the middle section. And by the time they in 11 and 12, the dropout rate was somewhere around 70% also. Something very alarming and disturbing for a nation like us, which is trying to make itself as one of the developed nation of the country. So the root cause was in the foundation stage, the pattern of education, the strategies of giving the children the learning content was not up to the mark, because of which by the time they used to come to class 5, 6 and 7, most of the children were, a good percentage of the children were not able to get exactly what they are supposed. They could not compete with other children. They could not compete with the system. And because of which they used to leave the school. They used to run away. Because if someone finds something frightening, something that they cannot love, they cannot take it by their heart, they will definitely run away. This was the reason. And because of this, the government came with the idea that no, we have to now take care of it. We have to enter into this arena and make sure that everything starts right from the beginning when the child is of 3 years of age. It's a fact which has been acknowledged by many educationalists, common people, the learned people, common people, learned people, and everyone across the country. And because of this system has started. And it's a wonderful system, I'll tell you. It's a wonderful system. Let's all work together. Of course, the dropout rate in our private schools is not like that. This also I want to add. In our private schools, we used to do things in a different way. Because of starting the foundation with a very strong base, in a very broader way, the policy also laid down with giving significant emphasis on early childhood care education. Previously, there used to be early childhood education. Now, one more C is added to it. This ECCE was there previously, but not in that way, the way today it has been taken into consideration. So early childhood care education is important. It's the talk of the day, because from here the children will get a very solid base. Children are supposed to attend foundational literacy and numeracy. If the system starts with a good note, with a good thinking, with a good feeling, then right from the beginning, if literacy and numeracy, if the learning of the language, learning of calculations, learning of arithmetic, simple arithmetic, if it is done right from the beginning, not in a rote learning manner, but in a very scientific way, then children will learn it and they will retain it and they will keep it for the rest of the. This is the motto. Emphasis on curricular aims, learnings to happen through constructivism. Organizations, schools, teachers, they should have some sort of curricular aims within them. They should have some curricular goals which can be prepared by the teachers, and then through that the learning has to happen, and it will be in a very constructive way. It is in a very solid way. Okay, something that can be learned and can be relearned and can go on and on. Multidisciplinary learning for holistic and integrated education. Total multidisciplinary means, okay, join lot many things with the education system. Not only the textbooks, not only the learning materials. Integrated with art, integrated with culture, integrated with sports, integrated with various other features of learning. Join one subject with another subject. Try to find the link between one subject and another subject, not to differentiate them, not to have some sort of hard differentiation. And then a complete, total integrated education system will develop. We are here. Often I tell this thing that we are in the schools. We are there not to just make people learn the content, sit for an examination, get a mark sheet and finish off. That's all. We are here to create human beings, people who will definitely be intellectually developed. They will be physically, mentally, socially definitely developed, which will culminate together to make them intellectually developed. That's what the nation needs. We need intellectual set of peoples, not just muggers and juggers around the place. Another feature that is that please reduce the content. Give that much which is necessary. Unnecessarily burdening the students with that which is not necessary will not only lead to a good learning, but it will definitely lead to this rote learning. Because somehow the children, the students, the children, what they will do, they will go on. In order to finish off the syllabus, the teachers will be in a rush. In order to learn whatever the children have to, they will go for mugging and jugging. They will just go for this rote learning method. And somehow they will give the examination, and the very essence of education will be lost, which we can see nowadays. That's why we are turning from that area. We are removing ourselves from that area, and we are making children learn exactly what is needed. Promoting multilingualism and Indian languages. Yes, nation first, they say, na? Nation first. So in order to develop the nation, please let the children know the language of their own country. Let the children know their mother tongue properly. The language by which the society talks in that area where the child is staying. So Indian languages should be taught. And one thing which may bring a little bit of controversy, I'll tell you. People often discuss English as a foreign language. In our country, today, it is no more considered as a foreign language. It is also a language that we need to know. We have our own Indian style of English. I hope all of you, those eminent people who are sitting in today's platform over here, will definitely agree that it is no more. It is no more a foreign language. Let us know this thing for once and for all. It is a language which is now very much used since 1954. I will say it has been declared as an Indian language also. Don't think it is the for many people are saying, अरे विदेशी लैंग्वेज है, साहेब बन जाएंगे, ये बन जाएंगे, वो कुछ नहीं. ये भी हमारा एक भाषा है, सीखना जरूरी है. हमको हिंदी भी सीखना है, हमको हमारा लोकल लैंग्वेज भी सीखना है, साथ में इंग्लिश भी हमको सीखना है. क्योंकि आज के दुनिया में अगर हम स्टेप करेंगे बच्चे अगर आज का दुनिया में स्टेप, तो इंग्लिश जानना बहुत जरूरी है. So that is why this promoting of multilingualism. And if children can know more and more language, that's very good. That's wonderful. Flexibility and choices of subjects at the secondary stage, that all of you know by now. The children will get a lot of flexibility. This is something that I like. One should be given the choice to study that what he or she loves, not to burden somebody with what he or she doesn't like. Don't compel somebody to study something which he or she cannot study. Integrated vocational education, CBSE is already doing a lot of work on it. The medium of instruction until grade 5 will be in mother tongues. Wonderful decision. Because if children study with their own language during the first few years, they will understand the contents, the subject much better than if it is told in a language in which they may not be that much comfortable. But in our private schools, the way we start now with English, as those of us which are English medium schools, the way we start in a very soft way, children, by the time they finish off the foundation stage, they almost become master of that. I'll not say so that type of master. I mean, they pick up the language, they get the language, and they go on. Deep-rooted pride in being Indian among the students. That is, yes, feeling for the nation, feeling for oneself. Many people, again, I told you, that a group of people always think that if children study English, they will become sahebs. That word, saheb banna hai kya? Angreji sikha ke? It's a wrong thing. It's a wrong feeling. Deep-rooted pride in being Indian among the student is important, because we need to compete with the world. So we'll have the Indian values, we'll have the Indian traditions, but definitely our thinking will be global. School accreditation. Schools will be accredited. The schools will get the freedom. They themselves will accredit and place it to the concerned authorities to prove what is the quality of the school. That will get. Assessment reform with 360-degree holistic progress card. Yes. How a child is performing, how he is progressing throughout the year, throughout the session, can be given through a 360-degree holistic progress card. And one more thing, I think we had a session on this also. There's a difference between progress card and a report card. A report card is a card is like a statistics you give about what a student has achieved in the examinations. But progress card means a complete study of the child, how the child has progressed throughout the session or throughout that particular area of learning. Okay. And then we'll have modular board examinations also, different ways. So these are some of the features that NEP has. Now, NEP 2020 has proposed the following to NCF. Now, after NEP is when now these are the ones that has been proposed to the NCF. NCF has been prepared in this. So that is National Curriculum Framework. What are they? The National Curriculum Framework for Early Childhood Care Education is been prepared. The National Curriculum Framework for School Education, the one in which we are discussing, that is also prepared by the help of NEP 2020 through the visions and missions of NEP 2020. The National Curriculum Framework for Teacher Education is also made, which has not yet ready, but in near future they will be ready. And National Curriculum Framework for Adult Education will also be. These are all in the pipeline. Okay, time to time they will be they will be placed into the public domain. But right now we are most concerned with the NCF as per the vision of NEP 2020. Now, the previous NCFs prior to any NCF school education, we'll just have it's not like comparing or finding out any merits or demerits. How they happen and what are the things that we need to know. Okay. Now, NCF of 1975 was prepared by following the national policy on education of 1968 that you all know is a complete first full-fledged full-level national education policy that was made in 1968 under the chairmanship of excuse me, I think so 1975, the 1968 policy was made. Then NCF of 1988, NCF 2000, and NCF of 2005, okay, which we were using even till last year, was also based on the National Policy of Education of 1986 and the Program of Action of 1992. And NCF School Education 2023 has been prepared on the basis of National Education Policy 2020. Okay. So NCF 1975, 2005, 2000, and 1988, they are all based on the policy that was made in 1986, which was reprogrammed into 1992. In 1996, the policy came, but due to some reason or other, it could not be implemented in the proper way as it was supposed to be implemented. Okay. The NCF School Education 2023 is organized into 5 parts. It has 5 parts. These are what we are calling as salient features. These 5 parts we need to study. We need to go through them. And it will take a lot of time. It will take time step by step. One after another, we will go through them. Okay. So the part A, it has aims of school education. And what are these aims? These are like the deliberate uh, the deliberate or mandatory feelings that our government feels or the school feels should be there in the school in order to develop the school, in order to, and school means obviously children. So aims of education. On the basis of aims of education, the curricular goals, the learning outcomes, this competitiveness, and all these things will develop. Then important cross-cutting themes, various themes of learning. Cross-cutting means the latest, the most important one, the one that really is needed to make sure that learning happens in the proper way. That type of theme should be there. School subjects are there. Lot of various types of new subjects are being integrated. School culture and process, how the school will develop. We had a training last week on school culture. A good percentage of education in the school depends upon the culture of the school. There may be schools which are producing brilliant results, but unfortunately there is no culture at all. There is no feeling at all. There is no throbbing of the heart within the school. And then there are schools which are doing a moderate result, maybe not as brilliant as but they have a unique culture over there, where they say that God itself resides over there to make sure that the children grow and develop in a proper way. Each and every person associated with that education in that school are vibrant. ज्योति निकलता है उनके चेहरे से, ऐसा भी बोला जाता है जहां कल्चर होता है. And of course, how to make the school ecosystem better for all. So these are the 5 points. These are the 5 parts that are there, and each one can be studied in a deep way. But even with each one of them, we can have a training program. Maybe I will ask madam, I will ask sir in future if we can have training programs on each part of this in the NCF. Curriculum guidelines. What are the different types of guidelines that have been given to us? The purpose of this NCF school education is to effect positive transformations in India's school curriculum, bring about new thinking. That's why it is if you see the NEP, they say that NEP is a landmark document. It's a forward-looking one. Keeping that in mind, keeping that vision in mind, no, the NCF school education is made. It is transforming India with a positive curricula. The world is undergoing rapid changes in the knowledge landscape. Yes, what was yesterday thought to be something brilliant is no more considered brilliant today. It is considered as the ordinary one. Something new has already taken place. So the world is going with rapid changes, and we also have to move with that change. As they say, that change with a change, or else the change will change you. So the knowledge landscape is changing. Even in our schools we can very clearly say sometimes we teachers, we principals also just face our children in a gawking way to see the new ideas that they come out with. Yes, it is workforce with deep human capacities and multidisciplinary capacities are needed. Workforce, as far as school education is concerned, we school teachers, masters, principals, and whoever are the stakeholders associated with education, we should have deep human capacities, the human feeling, that human the total human nature should be there with multidisciplinary capacities. Nowadays teachers are recruited with this idea that they should be very versatile. We say no, this teacher is very versatile, that teacher is very versatile. Yes, versatility is the need of the day for the teachers. A teacher is not only it's not that he or she should be only good in giving the information about the subject within the classroom. How to convert that information into various.
Surajit sir, kindly check your network. Surajit sir. Mr. Abhimanyu, so kindly disconnect the video. Surajit sir, you are
Yes.
connected. You can again try.
So, ma'am, Surjit sir has just connected.
Now, ma'am, sound is coming.
Yes, sir.
Now you can hear me, na? Okay, okay, okay. Well, so we are back over here. Physical education and well-being we are discussing about. Health is the most important thing. Without good health, no children cannot study. Very simple thing. Without good, nobody can do anything. And that's why, we all across the country, we are also having this training program of school health and education for 2 days. And I am an ambassador to that program also. I've conducted plenty of offline sessions on the school health education and all. Okay, school health and well-being and all these things. So the NCF uses curricular area as a border category to distinguish it from discipline, field, and subject. Instead of calling it as a subject or a field, now we are now calling it as a curricular areas. These are the areas where students needs to be focused, where the schools needs to take very strict, I'll not say actions, but very strict features on it to make sure that it grows and develops. Languages. The 3 languages in school curriculum are denoted as R1, R2, and R3. Please pay a little attention over here, because this is something that many of us have already started following it, or we will follow soon. This R1, this is the language in which literacy is first learned in school. It can be mother tongue or it can be the state language. Like, say, for example, my mother tongue is Bengali. But if in the state where I am residing, if the mother tongue is not, if the state language is Hindi, then I can be taught with Hindi. I cannot expect to get education through Bengali until and unless it's a Bengali medium school. Like in your Patna also, you have 1 or 2 schools like that. R2, any language other than R1. It can be English, it can be the local language or whatever. And R3, any language other than R1 and R2. So if R1 is taken as Hindi, or say the state language Bhojpuri, or that of Jharkhand, say Khotta, and then R2 is taken. Some other language, maybe Hindi. Then definitely R3 can be English, can be Sanskrit, or so on and so forth. At least 2 of these 3 languages, R1, R2, and R3, must be native to India. So 2 languages that are the 3 languages that children will study. 2 should be native to India. So it's very clear, no? From this we can get very clear-cut idea that as most of our private schools are English medium, so definitely we'll keep English as one of the language, and 2 other, one can be Hindi and one can be the language, the local language of that area where the school is situated and all. Okay. The curricular goals, curricular aims, goals, competencies, and learning outcomes. What are these? What are these? Let's see. From the aims of education, suppose one of the aim of education is to make the children intellectual and make them autonomous in their thinking capacities. If that is the aim, then some goals has to be created in order to get that autonomous quality of the students, that intellectual quality of the students. So curricular goals are like the goals which are, according to the guidelines of the NCF, the teachers have to make, they have to create. In some training programs, some wrong information is given to the teachers that curricular goals are given in the NCF. NCF has just given some examples. Here the creativity of the teacher, here the knowledge of the teacher, here the experience of the teacher will come. In order to achieve that aim, in order to follow the aim has been declared by NCF or by the school authorities or by the state authorities, on the basis of that, teachers will create goals for their on their subjects for a certain period of time. That goal will be there, that the teacher will create. Then the teacher will start the teaching learning process in the school in order to make that goal get achieved. And in order to get that goal achieved, the students have to reach to a certain competency level, which we are nowadays calling as competency based learning. Keeping the goal in mind, please follow this. This is very important. This has very link with one another, very strong link. The goals will be created by the teachers on the basis of the curriculum, on the basis of the syllabus, on the basis of the aims of education. Now, these goals, in order to achieve, in order to fulfill the goal, in order to get that goal done, the teaching learning process will go on in the school for different stages, maybe for the entire foundation stage. Okay, the goals will be created, and the goals and the teaching learning processes will be implemented in the classroom, and from those teaching learning processes, the students will get the competency level. Now, what is this competency level all about then? We are talking about so much competence. Competency level means the students will get complete, thorough, complete knowledge in a very, very creative way, with total concept on the subject. Once that is achieved, now with this competency level, the student not only will use the competency level of this or that quality they have developed through the teaching learning process, not only during examination, not only during that stage of learning, but for the entire life, to solve problems wherever they will face. Say, for example, if the language teacher is teaching the student on how to communicate effectively, or how to write letters properly, or how to write paragraphs properly, so this goal will be created by them. And by the end, maybe by the end of a particular stage, by various means of teaching learning processes, a time will come when the children can freely write a letter. They will not need the help of the teacher. They will not need the help of a dictionary or a reference book, but they will completely, you give the topic at any given moment and they will write it. That is what is competency level. And from that competence, once they apply, we can get the learning outcomes. What are the learning outcomes? The end results. From that, the small matters throughout the session, throughout the stage, a teacher will monitor how the child is developing. Those developments that will take step by step are actually the learning outcomes. At the end, what is coming, that can be also considered. A school of thought believes in that, but I believe what I have learned from NCF, or what I can get from my experiences of little bit whatever I have learned through this NCF, is that the intermediate happenings that takes place during the stage of learning, when the competency levels are achieved, they are actually the learning outcomes. And we have to note down the learning outcomes, because these learning outcomes will give us an overall progress of the child, which we will place in the holistic progress card. So languages, there are curricular aims for the languages. According to this curricular aims, we will make the curricular goals. You can see the curricular goals over here. This will go on, and the competency levels of the students will be achieved. There will be a lot of competence level 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. That the teacher will decide what are the competency levels that the teacher wants to see within the child, or wants to inculcate into the child's mind, that type of that feeling, that thinking about the subject. And from there, finally we'll get the learning outcomes, that okay, yes, they are now able to write the meanings of certain words by just reading the word, by placing the word in a particular form, or by reading it from a particular form. They can easily guess what can be the meaning of this. The same will go for mathematics, science, social science. Let's take, for example, a curricular aim of science. Now, we want the curricular aim is what? To have a complete to develop a complete scientific temperament among the students. Now, you may suppose if you go for the foundation stage, let us take, for example, now what type of scientific temperament can you guess a student from class at the age of 3 to at the age of 5 will get? What he or she knows about science. So are we going to go off with rocket science? Definitely not. We will talk about simple science. We will talk why the sun rises, how the earth moves around, Not to the nursery student. Definitely to the nursery student, we may teach a rhyme associated with science about how the sun shines, how the light comes on our body, and that will be the goal. That if that we can keep up goal, then at a very so that's how things will be moving forward. Learning standards of 4 stages of schooling. What are the different learning standards that we already know about this? Okay, so I don't want to go in detail, but still I'll tell you the new pedagogical structure that we are having, which I have already discussed. Okay, uh, it will go in this way. The 3 years, the Anganwadi, if you see at the bottom, foundational stage, multi-level play, activity based, and even a lot of confusions are over here also amongst teachers. So what is this multi-level play? What is this activity based learning? Well, activity based learning, you all know. On any particular topic, you choose an activity and let the children do it. Maybe simply counting. Suppose if you want to go for the foundational numeracy, if we just want to make the children count the things, we can keep the things on the school and let the child count them. That is an activity based learning. Then we'll go to the preparatory stage, play, discovery, and activity. More play, discovery, finding out. An interactive classroom. Now the children will start talking and discussing things with the teachers. Middle stage, experiential learning. Now the real study will come. I'll tell you from here, from the middle stage, when we'll focus on experiential learning. We'll focus on the subject step by step, and then we'll go to the secondary stage. Then we'll go to the middle stage, and finally we'll go to the secondary stage. 4 years of learning. Okay, multidisciplinary study, critical thinking, flexibility, lot of maturity will take place within this stage. And here also again we will have the goals, the learning outcomes, the competency levels, and from there only we can understand how much the children have learned. Foundation stage 3 to 4 domains, the physical development, very important. These are the domains, these are the areas. A lot of discussions are going on this. Physical development, socio-emotional development, and ethical development needs to. Physical means development of the body, development of the mind. Next step, cognitive development of the mind. Aesthetic and cultural development, the artistic development, the artistic sense developing within the children, that is needed. Otherwise, learning will just become like a robotic learning. Language literacy development will take place. Foundational literacy and numeracy will go on. 2 languages, teaching learning materials and textbooks will be used. Play-based pedagogy will be created. Again, you will have your freedom to create. CBSE is conducting a lot of competitions to make out different types of play-based pedagogy. Assessment, depending upon what is being taught in the school, depending upon how the curriculum is made, on the basis of that, a very, very unbiased assessment process should go on, and finally holistic progress card will be given on that. Preparatory stage from 8 to 10, 11 years. Again, 2 languages to be studied with mathematics. Art education will go on. Physical education will now enter. Previously, the world around us as an interdisciplinary area of study. I was discussing about interdisciplinary area of study, where it will be like a mixture of science, environmental science, little bit of social science, so on and so forth. Work and pre-vocational skills are included in this part also. Assessment, short formal written assessment, teachers' observation on students' work, regular formative assessments will be given, and they will be checked and to see how much progress the child is making. And the middle stages 11 to 14 years, now 3 languages will come, okay, which will come very soon, followed by mathematics, science. So the complete total education is now taking place the way we are going right now. Okay, with interdisciplinary areas, physical education and well-being will be taken into consideration, and each one will have, for each and every subject, the teachers have to create their goals. The aims, on the basis of the aims, the goals will be created. On the basis of the goals, the teaching learning process will go on which the competency level of the students will be marked down, and definitely will come out with the learning outcomes. So curricular areas are now grouped into 4. Okay, secondary stage, curricular areas are grouped into 4. The phase 1 is 9 and 10, and phase 2 is 11 and 12. Now again, some controversies are there, okay, because of some internet junk and all those fake news been spread across the country, that there will be no board examinations of class 10. No, it's not like that. The government nowhere in the NEP 2020 had ever mentioned that they will do away with the board examinations of class 10 or 12. Board examinations will be there for class 10. Board examination will be there of class 12. Both will continue as usual. Yes, the pattern of education, the examination, the system of examinations may change depending upon what is required. But there is no examinations will be not there, is not at all discussed anywhere in that NEP 2020. Some people who have not been able to comprehend the NEP are giving all this fake news. So curricular areas will be now grouped into 4. Choice of disciplines will be in grade 11 also and grade 12 also. Gradually the choice will be extended to 9 and 10. Right now the 9 and 10 students are not getting the choices, so are the 11 and 12 students. But say within a year or two, maybe from 26 onwards, or maybe 2027 onwards, that this choice will be there, and we have to have those subjects in the school. And in that case, the boards have also been told to be very flexible, not to be very rigid with giving the subjects, because you should have this or that. whatever little bit of infrastructure is available to teach a particular subject which the students like, the boards will give this. This has officially been declared with responsibility. I am saying this. Okay. Let's look a little bit. So phase 1 of grade 9 and 10, we will have subjects like this. Okay. The subjects: language 1, language 2, language 3. Of course, till now it is not started. Okay. It will take a little time. Okay. Now we are having 2 languages. There will be external examinations for them. Okay. There will be external examinations. Curricular areas, we are calling it as, instead of calling them as subjects and all, we are now calling them as curricular areas, languages. Okay, for mathematics and science, mathematics and computation thinking and curricular area and science, we will have the subjects. External examination will go for the 10th board examination and certification. Okay, social science will go with art education, environmental education, and physical education will be, which are now we call them as internal subjects. Okay, and we are having local assessments and local assessments with external examiner. For example, physical education and all, maybe in future we will have external examiner who will come and just find out how much this work is done. This particular part, respected teachers, I want to add, I want to give a little bit attention. Art education, that curricular area is called art education. The subject is art education. Various forms of art education. It can be dance, it can be music, it can be whatever other art forms are available. Okay, and local assessment will be done. The teachers will do but for the to make the examination authentic and to have a professional approach towards it, an external examiner may be appointed by the board to find out exactly what is done in order to have an unbiased and neutral result for these subjects. Okay, that is very much important. Interdisciplinary environmental education all will have an external examination, the way it is conducted. And for others like physical education, vocational education, local assessment but external examiner. Everything will be done by the teachers. Okay, but an examiner from outside will come to see, because these are all, these are all what we, in a very simple term, we can call them as practical based examinations. Phase 2, grades 11 and 12. Okay, compulsory subject 1 and subject 2, that is at least one the languages. External examination will be conducted. Subject 3, 4, 5 and 6 and a 7th exam optional, like the current one. Okay, like the current one. Okay, in that case we can have group 1 is language, group 2 consists of art education, music and all, physical education, well-being and vocational education, local assessment with external examiner. Till now we have these things in a different way, like 501, 502, we give them the different code names. Okay, they are being done internally, but henceforth, not right now, right, not next year or the year after this, but in the future it is coming in this, that local with external examiner will come up. Okay, then group 3, that is social, at least 4 subjects from at least 2 of these group, 4 subjects will be taken from this, 2 from there, and 2 for group 3, social science, history, geography, economics, psychology, sociology, arts, commerce, mathematics, computational thinking, okay, science, physics, chemistry, biology. These are the curricular areas, and their external examinations with some practicals and all will go on. So changes are not that much, but yes, in a different mode, we can say, for 11 and 12. Subject combinations can be like this, and CBSE or NCRT doesn't, or even any NCF has no hard feelings or hard differentiations among the subject, but it can go in this way. Combination of commerce subjects can go this way. One can study English, Hindi, business studies, accounting, business mathematics. A combination of science, for combination for science can be like this. Mathematics, physics, chemistry from group 4, sustainability and climate change from group 3, that we have already seen, and they can take any classical language, Sanskrit, Telugu, or any other language. So definitely different types of multidisciplinary combinations can be given. History, journalism, something which we never even thought of. Okay, or say for example history, economics, and psychology. With this goes on, but it's a rare group nowadays. The children are coming with this also. Business studies, accountancy, business mathematics can also in there, also included. So far in the commerce study, we have children do study mathematics, but in form of business mathematics, that combination is not there. The subject which is exactly needed for that, isn't it? So now we will have business mathematics, and one can also go with fine arts in that group. If somebody is good in painting, at the same time good in mathematics, then why not that child will get the benefit of that painting? That's important. So these are the subject combinations for 9 and 2. Lot of flexibilities will be there. This is also one of the an important feature of NCF. Implications for schools and board examinations. So 10 curricular areas for grade 10, right from the beginning of implementation of this NCF. 2 languages for grades 11 and 12 will go on. All board examinations must move towards becoming easier without any compromise of assessing genuine learning. See, easy examination doesn't mean, a soft examination doesn't mean that the assessment of will not be genuine. There will be no compromise of that. Even if an easy question is given with an easy answer to be written, there also the quality of the answer will be detected very much. So board examinations will be made easier so that they will become student friendly. The students will understand them, but no compromise in assessing the genuine learning process. Schools should be prepared to offer subject for at least 2 groups amongst group 2, 3, and 4. I'll just come back to this slide once again. Like we have this groups, no, group 2, 3, and 4. Schools should be ready with all these subjects, and CBSE has been told to be not too rigid to give this subject. Whatever little bit of infrastructure will be available, with that the subjects can be given to the student. But yes, quality teachers are definitely needed. Within 10 years, schools should be offer more subjects covering all curricular areas. If we take today, within 10 years from now, that should be. The secondary stage has been divided into 2 phases, 9 and 10, it will go on, and 11 and 12. No more the schools will be called as higher secondary, sites of higher secondary education or something. Maybe the names will change in near future. Study in annual and 2-year pattern should be moved to a semester. That has been discussed, but no takers are there for it till now. The semester pattern, twice board examinations, and all from the general public, the response is not very good about conducting board examinations twice a year. You must have read about this also. In 10 years, board examinations should be prepared to offer certifications through modular examinations. Discussions are going now. It's still long way to go and find out whether we'll have the modular examinations or not. Okay, and so the process will go in this way. The school, first of all, there's a vision. If you take it in this way, the school has a culture and a process. Okay, so that process will go. Then we'll have the curricular areas. From those curricular areas, we will come out with a desirable knowledge, capacities. Aims of education will be created by the help of the national curriculum framework, and the vision and the purpose of education, which is already given in the policy, which will have for the nation. So the constitution, according to the constitution of India, according to the thinking of the nation, according to the progress of the nation, the vision is created, and it will go on moving and moving. So this is how we will move with the education system. This is how the changes are. These are some of the salient features enough to be learned now. I've told you in the beginning, it is not so easy. It's not so easy to decode the NCF in one go or the NEP. We need time and time visiting it, revisiting it, regular training, regular discussions with one another, regular learning from one another will give us a complete and clear-cut picture of NCF. So with this, we come to this end of this 1 hour session with little bit of technical faults here and there. Otherwise, I think we have been able to get some ideas, but still a long way to go. Even a few things are not even clear to me also right now, respected teachers. So over to you, madam. If you have anything to say, we'll stop over here. And again, if anybody wants to get any information on anything,
participants or anybody has got any queries, please post it in the chat box so that sir can
yes,
take up.
ma'am. Yes. If any question is there, please ask me. I'm ready to help you out with whatever little bit of knowledge I have. Otherwise, more and more training programs are needed. Maybe one day we will have a training program.
It was really a wonderful session. Simple ma'am. Over to Simple ma'am. Simple ma'am, can you hear?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Surjit sir. Though it's a
Thank you,
very
ma'am.
vast topic, it's not possible to complete in 1 hour, but you have done it very well. So thank you so much. Yes, sir, you have done very well. So thank you so much, sir. And
Thank you, ma'am.
thank
Thank
you,
you very
Arivat
much.
Sahodia, and thank you, participants who are still in the training, because I think you are here for learning. That's why you are here. So thank you so
Definitely,
much,
definitely.
Surjit sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Radhika
Thank
ma'am,
you.
for such a wonderful session. And thank you, Arivat Sahodaya. Thank you, all the members, Himanshu sir and CB Singh sir. Thank you, everyone.
Participants, already attendance link has been posted last 10 minutes before. Please take up it and we are going to sum up this session. Thank you once again on behalf of the Arivata Sahodaya School Complex to Surajit sir. It was really a
Thank you,
wonderful
ma'am. Thank you very
session
much.
and you really did, or you can say, justice to this vast topic.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Now, as there is no questions are there, you can leave, sir.
Okay, right. Thank you.